All right. So, Tiffany, tell me about yourself.
That's a very vague question. Well,
Maybe your childhood.
My childhood was, it's really hard to remember a lot of it. My dad left when I was 5. My mom was one to try and, I guess I wouldn't, she was one of those that kind of badgered or badmouthed my dad, so it was always okay that he wasn't around because of everything she said. He was an alcoholic, so he also chose not to be around, I guess, more or less. But a lot of my childhood, I think I maybe have blocked out. But from what I can remember, it was normal for the most part, besides him not being around. Went to school. We didn't do church or anything like that. My grandparents pretty much raised me. My mom worked a lot, and on weekends she was out at the bar and stuff. So I guess it was a pretty lonely childhood. I had one friend that was always there. Her name was Amanda, but I don't even know where she's at anymore. But things didn't start getting rough for me until my mom got remarried, I think when I was 12, and we moved schools. And at that age, it was really not a good age to move to another school, let alone a rival school. We moved from Stewartville to Byron. So everybody's really judgmental. I grew up in Stewartville, like on the lower end class, so I didn't have the clothes that were, in or whatever, and a lot of kids made fun of me and stuff, so that's when within a couple years, I turned into smoking pot and stuff like that in high school. Lost out on a scholarship for volleyball. Got into a lot of fights and ended up getting kicked out of school my sophomore year. And I went and got my GED right away because my grandpa had asked me, if you do anything with your life, at least get your diploma. So I went and I did that right away. I graduated early. And things they went downhill, spiraled downhill so fast from there. My dad committed suicide when I was 18. A few years later, my mom's boyfriend, long-term boyfriend, I would have considered him my stepdad. He shot himself right in front of me. I was 9 months pregnant with my oldest daughter, Lily. And that's, I think, is really where the turning point in my life went. That's not something that you can ever really forget.
Do you think your dad's suicide, do you think that's really where it started to turn?
Yep.
It becomes like a curse on your whole family when something like that happens.
Yeah. I mean, I was using drugs far before he killed himself, but that's really when it spiraled out of control. And I don't know. I don't want to do this, but this is why I purposely didn't wear makeup. Definitely kicked in my PTSD for sure. I got sober for a little while. Obviously, I was pregnant, so I was sober throughout that pregnancy. And then when Lily was 2 months old, I had my first child protection case opened up because I relapsed. And I managed to get through that one in 90 days. They were out of my life, and I got to keep my daughter and stuff. Ended up going to prison for a charge I got when I was 18. And my mom kept my daughter for that amount of time. And then I moved out with her dad, and things didn't work out there. And then I ended up moving out of town quite a ways away with a new boyfriend. Ended up pregnant again with my youngest daughter, Raina. And I got lucky. I made it through that pregnancy. I guess I didn't stop using until like the last couple months. I was pregnant, and so child protection was in my life then. because I was pregnant and using. So, but I was able to bring her home from the hospital there, and when she was also 2 months old, they came in the home and took them for some Vicodin use that I was doing at the time. And I managed to get them back again. Case closed, and then somebody had mentioned to them again that I was using, and they came right back in, and I wasn't able to stop at that point.
What's your life like now?
Well, it's been 8 years since I see my girls. My life right now is a pretty chaotic mess. I'm trying to fix it. I ended up pregnant again last year, and I had a son in September who I'm fighting like crazy to get back, but I'm also fighting this addiction. And it's picked up now to other drugs, you know. And I struggle with my mom not being there. I feel like she's just completely shut me out of her life. It'll go months without her even messaging me to ask how I'm doing. House to house if I don't have a place to go, or finding a way to come up with money for a hotel room here or there. Abandonment issues are insane. I have my son's father. He's far younger than me. Far younger. And so that it really raises a problem with my life, I guess. The things that I'm okay with now, I shouldn't be okay with. And it's also just, my life is just, I can't even explain it. There's not enough time to explain my life, really, there's not. But I have a codependency issue that's so bad I'm terrified to be alone. So I just let things go on that shouldn't go on. And I guess I don't even know where to go with my life. I really don't. I've never paid bills on my own. I don't know. And at 33 years old, you just have something figured out. But I'm pretty close to at the end of this Chip's case. They're trying to terminate my rights to my son. And I'm really, like, not doing what I should be doing. I am to an extent, but I have this thought process in my head that I'm going to do all this for no reason, and it's going to end up the way it's going to end up anyways. But
It feels hopeless.
yep. I got probation too. I just got put back on probation for something I didn't even do. It wasn't even mine, but I had no way to prove it, so you know, it's just either do your probation or take it to trial and end up getting even more time or something. You know, I'm just trying to pick the pieces up, and I don't even know where to begin with my life. I really don't.
You mentioned PTSD. What was that from?
I'm pretty sure that started with my dad's suicide.
Okay.
And then it kicked in big time when my mom's boyfriend had killed himself right in front of me. That's my biggest thing. I struggle with nightmares from that, flashbacks. What ifs, how I could have avoided that situation happening. Because there's the way it could have gone differently. And that all lays back on me. And what I didn't do. I struggle with suicide, mental, disability? I don't even know what they're called. Like, I am very mentally unstable, we'll put it that way. I just feel like there's nobody that would care if I was even gone. Like,
I would care. If you could go back and talk to yourself as, say, a child or something, is there any advice you would give yourself?
Yeah. And that would, honestly, the only advice I would give myself is to not let others affect my outcome of things. You know, peer pressure is it's a bitch. It really is. Like, don't do drugs. That's the only thing I have to tell anybody is don't pick it up. It's not worth it. They've taken everything from me. But no, after my boyfriend's suicide and then losing my girls, I just really, I don't care anymore. There's nothing to care about. Yeah.
What do you think the world needs right now? Like if you could do something to improve the world, or what do you think the world would need?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't even know. It would.
What do you think you need right now?
I need support from somebody, somewhere. Just any kind of support. Like, I'm not talking money. I'm not talking anything like that. I'm just talking somebody who's gonna help me get through the hard stuff, you know? Because, I mean, I don't have anybody. I wouldn't even consider my boyfriend, I guess, if you will. My boyfriend, really, because he's my boyfriend when he decides he wants to be. You can't rely on that for anything. I mean, I need somebody to talk to. I need somebody who's not going to judge me. Somebody who's not going to just immediately jump to telling me how I feel about things are wrong. I don't know. There's so much I want to say, but I know that we're not going to have enough time for that.
If you have something else you want to say, it's okay. I'll work it in.
I don't. I feel like everybody in my life has found a way to dismiss me. I guess is a good way to put it. Abandonment issues are huge. I don't know.
Is there anything I could do for you today to help you?
This is helping me a lot. Honestly, it really is. This is more than enough.
I've heard that a few times, actually. And I'm glad. You want to call it good for now?
Yeah, for now.
All right.